Hello, remember to thyself be true. In the October monthly review for 2025, this is how my budget went. So, Standard Bank, I was left with 24 Rand 10 cents. Capitec Bank, I was left with 213 Rand 54 cents. Cash, I was left with 40 Rand. Then my husband refunded me exactly 1,500 Rand. With regards to my salary, there was just a slight increase, which was 22,981.85 cents. And then transfer from savings, it was a hectic month. I transferred an amount of 26,283 Rand 70 cents. So the total amount that I was working with, the income actual was 51,043 Rand 19 cents for October. Then my fixed expenses remained the same as 4,526 Rand 67 cents. When it comes to my variable expenses, groceries, I actually spent 2,747 Rand 71 cents. Meat, I spent 756 Rand 34 cents. Petrol, I spent 350. Bolt, I spent 184 Rand. Taxi, I spent 60 Rand. Train, I spent 1,528 Rand. Cleaning supplies, I spent 148 Rand 23 cents. Toiletries, I spent 85 Rand 98 cents. Household was hectic. I actually spent 12,537 Rand 95 cents. Baby, I spent so much more, which was 1,997 Rand 93 cents. Electricity, it was as budgeted, which was 500 Rand. And then Standard Bank charges, I spent more, 100 Rand and 54 cents. Time Bank, I spent way more, which was 97 Rand. And then Capitec Bank charge was just under, which was 9 Rand 50. Then eating out, I spent 29 Rand 87 cents. Tollgate, I spent 116 Rand. I gave away 2,268 Rand 51 cents. Clothing, I used 661 Rand 47 cents. So my total variable expenses amounted to 24,179 Rand 3 cents. I don't have any debts, so I didn't budget for them. Savings, I did not save for in my emergency fund. The roundup that happened on my Capitec Bank account amounted to 5 Rand. So the total savings for this month is a disappointing 5 Rand. And then retirement, I did not invest anything, which is very disappointing, but it is life. Then when it comes to my personal expenses, grooming, I spent 1,230 Rand. Dubai, I spent 2,730 Rand. Levy medication, spent less, 102 Rand 23 Rand 23 cents. Hair salon, I spent exactly 850 for braids. Stock fell 1,000 Rand. Then personal, which was my spending money on the Dubai trip this month, was 15,808 Rand 35 cents. Then I bought airtime and data for 22 Rand. Total personal expenses amounted to 21,742 Rand 58 cents. In summary, actual income was 51,043 Rand 19 cents. Total expenses amounted to 50,448 Rand 28 cents. I saved a disappointing 5 Rand. No debt. I did not invest at all. So the amount left over going into November is 589 Rand 91 cents. I overspent on my personal expenses and variable expenses, and I underspent just on savings. When it comes to the October monthly review, the total income was 51,043.19, as I've said. And then total expenses 50,448 rand 28 cents, saved 5 rand. The balance remaining is 589 rand 91 cents, and this I've been filling it in per week. And then total spent on impulse purchase for the month was 1,039 rand 34 cents, and then total spent in cash this month was 1,794 rand 95 cents. Debit card 50,081 rand 40 cents. Unexpected expenses 18,619 rand 43 cents, and transaction charges amounted to 201 rand 15 cents. So I saved and invested 1%. I spent 7% on food. I spent 5% on transport. Household utilities, I spent 26%. I spent 8% on miscellaneous. I spent 5% on entertainment. I spent 8% on beauty. I spent 1% on insurance and subscription. I spent 33% on medical and personal giving, and clothing I spent 6 rand. So basically this medical and personal was more because this was my spending in Dubai that happened for the holiday that I took. And then household and utilities, those were mostly unexpected things that happened, which amounted to 26%. This is my second spending part. And then I grouped the others, which was savings and investment, together with the miscellaneous here. And then this was baby, beauty, insurance, subscription, giving, and clothing. And then here we've got entertainment at 5% and transport at 5%. Until next time, remember, to thyself be true, and to thy finances be true.